Good morning, student. Today I am going to continue the chapter Nature and Purpose of Business. Under this chapter, topic is function of commerce and classification of commerce. Both are different from each other, and this is my lecture number 5B. I have explained in previous video what is commerce. So I again repeat, commerce refers to all those activities which help directly or indirectly in the distribution of goods to the ultimate consumers. There will be no use of producing goods unless and until these goods reach the ultimate consumers. Goods are produced at one place and consumers are scattered at different places. The consumers are not aware of what kind of goods produced by the manufacturer. Goods are produced in a large quantity and demanded by consumers in a small quantity. All these problems, that is the hindrances of place, hindrances of knowledge, hindrances of storage, etc. are solved by the commerce only. So I have given a definition in short of commerce. Let us see once again the definition of commerce also. This is my definition. You cannot find anywhere in any book. What is commerce? Commerce is that part of business which do the function of distribution of produced goods by the industries according to his interest, convenience, and necessity of consumer. This is also a definition of commerce in short. Now I am going to describe the function of commerce. The commerce segment of business activity is very important. Commerce is considered as the backbone of industry. The goods produced by the industry reach the ultimate consumer only because of commerce. So commerce perform following function. First function is help in removing the hindrance of person. Helps in removing the hindrance of person. A large variety of goods are produced by a group of persons called producers. These goods are produced for another group of persons called consumers. I repeat once again. These goods are produced for another groups of persons called consumers, and there is no direct relation between producers and consumers. The trade segment of commerce creates a link between producers and consumers. Traders help in exchange of goods or services from the producers to consumers, and hence remove the hindrance between producers and consumers. So this is the first function of commerce. Second, maybe help in removing the hindrance of place. You should write help in removing the hindrance of place, not only place or not only person. So second point is helps in removing the hindrance of place. Now goods are produced at one place, whereas consumers are scattered in different corners of the countries. There is a place gap between the producers and consumers. The transport segment of commerce help in removing the places gap. The transport moves goods from the place of production into the markets, which are easily accessed by the customers. This transport is essential for buying and selling of goods. It is an important function of commerce. Now point C, helps in removing the hindrance of time. Third point is time. Helps in removing the hindrance of time. Some goods are produced in a particular season only, but are demanded throughout the year. For example, wheat, rice, pulses, etc. On the other hand, some goods are produced throughout the year but are demanded in a particular season. So there is a time gap between production and consumptions or consumer. The goods need to be kept safe and fresh during this time gap. So warehousing segment of commerce help in removing the problem of time gap. The goods can be kept safely in the warehouse till they are demanded in the market. Now fourth point, number D, helps in removing the hindrance of exchange. The goods and service produced by the manufacturer are sold to buy buyer in exchange of money. The common medium of exchange is circulated by the banking branch of commerce. The bank helps the buyers and the sellers to other in the form of bank draft, check, etc. I repeat once again. Now businessman can send money from one place to another place to the other in term of bank draft, check, etc. Banks are also financing businessmen by granting them loan, credit facility, etc. Banks are helping in external trade also by issuing letter of credit and by providing foreign currency. So the removing the hindrance of exchange is performed by bank. Now next point is helps in removing the hindrance of risk. I have explained about risk. I again repeat, possibility of loss is called risk. In business, it is said that no risk, no gain, more risk, more gain. There are different types of risk which a businessman has to face. The insurance branch of commerce help in removing the hindrance of risk by providing protection and competition to the insured. Insurance companies agreed to undertake to make good the loss suffered by businessmen. The common type of risk covered by an insurance company are damages of goods during transit, storage, loss by fire, loss by flood, rain, etc. So hindrance of risk is removed by insurance. Next point is helps in removing the hindrance of knowledge. Generally, the consumer and buyer are unaware about the new goods produced by the manufacturer, as there is no direct communication between the manufacturer and the ultimate consumers. The advertisement branch of commerce helps in the removing of hindrance of knowledge by spreading the awareness about the new product and their utility. For example, everyone knows that one microprocessor of computer because of advertisement. Now I repeat once again, hindrance of person removed by commerce, place, hindrance of place by transporting, facility, hindrance of time gap, providing by warehousing, hindrance of exchange of goods, removing by bank, hindrance of risk, removing by insurance company, and hindrance of knowledge, removing by advertisement company, television, etc. So this is the function of commerce. Now I am going to classify the commerce. Classification of commerce. Commerce can be classified into two broad categories. First is trade, and second is ads or auxiliary to trade. Ads or auxiliaries to trade. Now, trade is an internal part of commerce. It refers to buying and selling of goods and services. The trade segment of commerce brings together the manufacturer and consumer. Traders act as a link between the manufacturer and consumer. In the absence of traders, the manufacturer will have to search for consumers, and the consumer will have to search for manufacturers. The trade can be classified into two types. First is internal trade, and second is external trade. Internal trade and external trade. Internal trade refers to buying and selling of goods or service within the geographical boundaries of the country. It means under the country. It is also known as home trade. Under internal trade, goods and services are bought and sold in the home currency only. The internal trade can be of two types. First type is wholesaler. Wholesale, and second retail. Wholesale and retail. There are two types of internal trade also. Wholesaler refers to buying and selling of goods and service in large quantity. Wholesaler buy and sell goods in large quantity. The wholesaler buy goods directly from manufacturer and sell these goods to the retailer. Generally, a wholesaler is specialized in one line of product. He maintains a large stock. He buys goods for cash from manufacturer and sell on credit to retailer also. A large amount of capital is required in wholesale trade, but in retail trade, buying or selling goods and service in a small quantity, retailer purchase goods from wholesaler and sold goods to consumers. The retailer has to maintain a variety of goods, but wholesaler is to maintain one line product only. Now, external trade. External trade refers to buy and sale of goods and service beyond the geographical limits of the country. It has also known as trade between two or more countries. In external trade, the market is very wide. External trade enables the businessman to use the resources of their country in a competitive way. There are three types of external trade. First type is export. Second is import. And third is interport. Export refers to sale of goods to a foreign country. The developing countries like India encourage export as it results in increasing foreign service. Import to buying of goods from foreign country. Import of technology or capital goods is encouraged as compared to import of consumer goods. Now, interport. Interport refers to import of goods for the purpose of export. In interport, the goods are purchased from a foreign country but not for consumption in home country, but for selling these goods to some other foreign country. For example, we purchase goods from America and sold to China. So these are interport. Now I am going to describe about aids or auxiliaries to trade. I have explained about all the things, so I will write the name transport and communication. First auxiliary to trade is transport and communication. Transport refers to the movement of goods from one place to another place. Now, second is banking and finance. Banking and finance. Bank give the facility of loan to provide finance for a smooth flow of business activity. Bank help the businessman to provide overcome of problem of funds, etc. Third point is insurance. Businessmen have to bear various type of risk. Insurance provide protection from some kind of risk, such as risk of loss due to fire, due to theft, due to accident, etc. Fourth point is warehousing. Usually, there is a time gap between the production and consumption of goods. Goods are not consumed immediately when these are produced. For example, wheat, rice, etc. are kept in warehousing. Next and last point is advertising. Practically, it is impossible for manufacturer and trader to contact each and every customer. So advertisement help to overcome the problems. Goods are advertised to inform the consumer about their usage, quality and price, etc. Now I will meet you with new topic in new video. Thank you very much.